Now we're gonna need a homemade spatula. Or tang, or what's it called?
Can you do
Tongs.
Tong.
I just want to try the tongs.
Yeah, let's see if that works.
The tong,
Bushcraft tongs.
Bushcraft tongs. I'm liking them.
Cool.
Here you go, man.
Oh, it's almost cold.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Why
cold
not?
outside.
What?
It's cold outside.
How cool am I looking with this one?
You're looking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Cool.
Cool. Cool beans.
I'm like hard rock in the 80s.
Like that. It's
Here
a
I
little
am.
Axl Rose-ish.
Rocking like a hurricane.
I think it needs to.
You're fucking classic.
Come from the land of the ice and snow with the big nut. Who går den då?
And the Eskimos go...
No, it's not that bad.
No, it's not. Where the hot winds blow, children of the corn.
Children of the corn. You're mixing it up.
Yeah.
What I'm doing now is I'm setting up a tarp in a way that will block a bit of the midday sun, just to, you know, protect the tipi a little bit from UV light, and also not to get such harsh light in there sometimes. And this will also give me a shelter outside to do some chores during the day.
Look for monsters. Get the monsters. Yeah, go get the monsters. Get the monsters, birdie. Watch out.
Like this, if I have a storm, this is very easy to modify. It's just to pull out the pole and let it go down, or adjust the resistance, the stretch resistance with the guy line. Putting this in quite a steep angle, not only to get the rain to go that way, but in case it snows, which is not now. It shouldn't snow for at least another month and a half, but here in Sweden you never know. It's like that. Feels pretty good. So now if there was a strong wind coming from this way, or if there was too much snow up here, it's quite easy to fix. All I have to do is just get the pole and bring it down, like so. And all the snow will just fall off. Bits of leaves or whatever might accumulate up there. So this is just one of the easiest ways to do this that I found. So that's it. And it's quite flexible, so if it's a strong wind, you know, it has a lot of room for it to bounce and move around without ripping. You don't want things to be too tight, because that's when things get ripped. Same thing on this side. You know, I'll just do both sides and then get the snow out like this. Bring the whole thing down. Pretty practical this way, I think. And it gives me a very high roof, which is pleasant. And I could also adjust the stretch just by moving the poles and the guidelines. Finally, so I don't trip during the day, I'll just tie one of my orange ribbons here in case I need to find the pegs when it's when there's overgrowth or whatever, snow. This orange collar is quite visible by pips. And I leave a little bit of slack like that, or a little bit of a flag, so it moves with the wind, and your eye always reacts to movement. So I know exactly where the ribbon is, the peg. Okay guys, I don't know how I missed this, but I have a big problem on my campsite. I think with the eagerness of finding the best spot, which this is, has all the resources I need. I don't know how I missed this. I think it's because this tree was green at the top and it was kind of hiding the second one, which is completely dead. I don't know if you can see it, but if we have a south strong wind, it's gonna fall right on top of my camp. Okay, the good news is the tree does not have any pronounced lean towards my camp. It has a little bit more towards the creek. All the main branches on the tree are also towards the east, towards the creek, which is going to add, because the weight is going to shift that way a little bit. My choice is to move camp, but believe me, we walked around a lot to find the perfect spot where I could paint the sunset and have a little bit of a clearing among this thick forest. Behind me I have a growth of Norway spruce, and all around is just forest apart from this side here, and that's why this is such a good spot, and it's also high ground, and then I can see the clouds, I can see the sunset and paint it. But again, I don't want to move camp, so I'm going to take a huge bet. What I should do is unpack the whole thing, move, and then cut the tree. But I'm gonna bet on my experience on cutting trees to get the job done, and hopefully everything is gonna be okay. But I'm not in any way relying only on luck. I'm definitely gonna do all the procedures that I usually do to get the tree to fall where I want, which is that way, towards the creek, without damaging any other trees. So first things first, I have to clear the safe zone, get patches away from here. And this is going to be my escape zone. So I need to get rid of these logs. It'll be hard to get rid of everything that I can trip on in here because this is the bush. It's full of it. Okay, whatever I can see. This tree is about anything from 25 to 30 meters high. And if that falls on top of us in the middle of the night, it's bye-bye. So I'm not going to take the risk. The risk I'm going to take is to chop it down. And it's better to do it now before the winds pick up, because from now on they're going to pick up. It's the fall. We get strong storms, so all the old growth falls away. And today the wind is very mild. I wouldn't do this if there was any strong wind whatsoever. It's way too risky. Go exactly this way. I'm gonna do this test for integrity. If anything is gonna fall off of me while I'm whacking it. Doesn't look like it. Checking the follow through of the axe. Heartwood now. Now it's time to do the back cut. Alright, gods of the trees, please help us. Do a safe job. Okay. Now I'm going to put a hinge here. Lightly trap. Go. That was one very, very controlled descent. No damage done to the other trees. That's what I would call a job well done. Look at the size of this monster. At least a good 25 to 30 meters. I managed not to hit the birch or that oak tree. The trees went right between all of these, so there was no hang-ups. Really good hinge here, you see? This one is what made the tree fall slowly and safely. It's about 3 fingers of height. As slowly as he saw it, snapped. Instead of a quick fall or a back throw, it was a controlled fall. Let's have a look at our tree. It's still off the ground because since I'm in a hill, the wood is not touching the ground, which is perfect. And I can start chopping firewood tomorrow from this part here. You see, there was no damage done. All the surrounding trees are good and alive, not even broken branches. You can see this tree. Here's our tree, fallen. It's too late now to play with axes. I'm gonna limb this tomorrow and bucket and make some firewood. Okay, there was one little damage made to one tree, but I mean, I'm in the forest, it's hard not to. It got this one, very thin one. Good. There's no tension on it, so it's no danger here. And as you can see, the tree was dead all the way to the top. So this was a real bad hazard for me and my camp and for Petrus. You know, I've been sleeping here for a week and we had twice very strong winds and I didn't even notice this tree was here, which was really responsible of my part because it could have easily fallen on top of us. Hey Petrus, come on boy. It's safe to come now. Yeah, we're good to go now. Yeah, now it's safe. Huh? Job well done, brother. Yeah. I got some firewood for a bunch of days. I can build some furniture too, huh? Yeah, it was scary, wasn't it? It was pretty scary. Yeah, did you hear that? I try to avoid felling trees at all costs because as you can see, there's so much fallen trees already just from storms, all of that over there. So I would never do this unless it was unless my camp was a risk or me, my dog and whatever. Some of you might say, well, you could have moved camp. Well, it's not that easy, believe me. You'd have to be here to understand. This is one of the few spots that has everything that we need. So moving was not an option. Alright. If I didn't cut the other tree, I mean, for example, look at this one here. This one is also by my camp, but this one fell on the floor right there. You see, all along? And you can see the bottom completely without bark, which is pretty much what we have over there on this one. So, no, I don't intend to cut the whole forest, but I don't intend to run unnecessary risks either. I also like putting ribbons on my guy lines midway or so. Not only tells me the wind direction every day, but it prevents me to run into them during the dark hours. Got a bit of birch bark. That's my fire starter. These are some spruce These are some spruce. Oh my god, I can't speak. These are some spruce twigs that we usually catch as we are walking. Right, mister? You want one? You want one? Yeah? Stick? No? Alright. The wife's coming over for dinner in about 2 hours. But that'll be fun. Yeah, boy. Smile. You're in candid camera. No, you're in Nagualero camera. You hungry for some food also? Me too. Put that birch here. More dry twigs. Good thing with stoves, you don't have to be very fancy with your fire lay. But you want to leave oxygen so it catches. Otherwise, no deal. That doesn't look comfortable at all, Pips. Laying on a rock. Is that comfortable? Okay, if you say so. Well, I guess I have the place sort of cleaned up a little bit. The wife's coming to visit. Just put some a little bit of romantic lights on. The olive oil's all frozen. Well, no, actually, it's better. We have 70 Fahrenheit That's about 22 degrees Celsius. Toasty warm. I think dinner, I'm gonna make some tortellini with pesto, some chorizo. I think that's it. I have to think what kind of foods I'm gonna be able to have here. I have a lot of grains, but once it freezes, there'll be no more liquids in here, unless I keep the stove 24/7 going, which I'm not gonna do. I'm thinking about digging a freezer underneath, like in the soil, insulating it to keep some of the food from freezing. But we'll see. I have a big rock here, and I don't know if that's going to be possible. But I could do it outside also, but here would be ideal, since we get a lot of heat when I put the fire on. Right now it feels like a sauna. It's too hot. For me at least. Yeah, we're going up on the 25 degrees now. Celsius. So I'm gonna open the door and let it air out a little, because I don't want to get too used to extreme temperatures. I mean, too warm temperatures, because it's not gonna be like that all the time. And I usually prefer the cold, unless I'm by the beach. I'm being very careful when I'm cooking here not to drop anything on the floor, so I don't attract mice. And my food is always hang on a tree. Now this is starting to look like a proper camp, instead of shambles. Okay, we got some boiling water. And it's just to add the tortellini. By the time this is done, it'll be 7 o'clock sharp. And that's when the wife's supposed to show up. Good. Guess I'm on time then. Okay. You want to fry that? Or should I do it?
You can do it because you're the chef.
I'm the chef today.
You're the master chef today.
I'm the master chef. The Tipi chef. The Tipi chef.
The Freda's Mys chef.
Freda's Mys chef.
Peter's snoring. You're here.
That's really funny because every time you come in here, as soon as the fire's on, it starts crackling. He goes,
Really?
yeah, you can count to 10.
Should I interfere here?
Yeah, can you steer? Sounding a little sticky.
Oh, but it smells so good.
The tippy porn. Pow, chicka, pow, pow. Pow, chicka, pow, pow. Is this burning?
Oi, look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. That's pretty hot stew. A pot of greasy food.
No, a pot of yummies.
Yeah, I know. Your
Wow.
food yesterday was nice.
The whole thing is red.
Can you feel the temperature in here though?
Yeah.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah, but look, the whole thing, not even top there, the whole thing is red. Sweater. This sweater. This jacket. And the thick fleece on top of that.
That's a lot.
I know.
I had a t-shirt on.
That's what I had to wear for not being cold.
It's weird.
Right?
But how much is the temperature outside by the tree over there?
Yeah.
It went up to nearly 20. Oh my god, this is really disgusting hot now.
No, it's super nice. I love it.
It's sauna hot.
Oh, it's super nice. But now I regret not being a flashlight. That's probably gonna be probably super dark now.
That's what I asked you. I have only one here, I think. Or maybe two.
I'm super duper thirsty.
Treat the snuggle like a princess.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I like it.
I like it. That's the way. Thank you.
Please.
I will not spill anything.
That's solid sugar. Eesh.
Told you I was thirsty.
One more? I'm gonna go through the comments on the Tipi Diaries, episode 1. See if we have any questions. Anything interesting? Got a question here by Sheds channel. So you're staying for a full winter with snow and all, with just you and your dog? Can't wait to see more of this series. Cheers, mate. Not only the winter, I'm planning to stay through the fall and the winter until next spring. The idea is like this. I can't really edit the videos here. I do some of it on my iPad. I go through the film. Well, I mean, I go through the footage and I delete whatever I don't use, whatever. Anyway, I edit some of the footage on my iPad, but the finished thing I really have to edit it at home. So, well, that's just a long walk from here, and that's it. And so the plan is to spend 1 or 2 days a week. I have to go by the house and, you know, check if everything's okay, and sit down on my butt and edit like crazy so I can release the new episode weekly. At least I'm gonna try to do it weekly. Oh yeah, also, if those are going to wonder, you know, like, what, you're gonna be 6 months away from your wife? No. The idea is that she comes here whenever she feels like it, you know, at night. So lately, you know, she's been sleeping over like 3 times a week, give or take. So relax. We're not in marital trouble or any stuff like that. It's all good. The idea for this is not a survival show, so I want to put that very clear. The idea for me is just to live here and paint. This for me is like training. The idea is one day take the whole Tipi and maybe, you know, I'm not going to say much about it. Future plans, you know, that I have. But the idea is to take this setup and go to other places in harsh conditions and, you know, have an expedition and paint. So anyway, about my dog, yeah, you know, I have the stove, but when the stove goes out, the temperature outside becomes the temperature inside, and then my dog would freeze. So my idea is to, you know, have my dog hanging around here while the stove is on during the day. And since Lisa, my wife, you know, she usually pops by to say hello, she can take him at the end of the day. That's the best solution I have for now. So I hope that answered your question. Okay, Susie Q. Fantastic series idea. Looking forward to them. The telescope stovepipe could perhaps be fortified with some of your Bushcraft skills. And so on. It made me nervous that it could topple during a bump or strong wind. Love the fence idea for Petrus. Great catching a glimpse of Lisa too. Your reward was the amazing sunset. Thanks for the comment. Well, there's not much need to reinforce the pipe. This has been tested by, you know, many explorers in the world. I mean, this is not a new setup. They've been making these Tipis, I think, for 20 years or so, and it's pretty stable. It's, if not one of the most stable setups that you have in the world for harsh environments. So, and I've had some strong gale winds here, and nothing moves. But I appreciate your concern. But yeah, it's okay. And the way it's designed, for me to clean the pipe you know, if it was all stuck together and very, you know, if I start messing with it, and because I'm afraid of, you know, falling apart. The idea is that it's easy to pull it apart so you can clean because of the creosote. Because of the creosote buildup inside the chimney. It has to be easy for me, you know, to just dismantle it, clean it, and put it back on. So I think it's good as it is. But anyway, thanks for your concern. The Tipi itself has you know, cords that support strong winds outside, and I think I filmed that today. Anyway, next. 2012, I want to go home. That's the person that wrote the comment. This was outstanding. This really is a great series idea. I would totally watch something like this on the History Channel. Thanks, man. Maybe they want to buy it at the end of the series. Who knows? I feel like I am there with the crisp air and beautiful trees. Thank you for this and stay safe. Thanks, man. Or woman. Goomba 55. If there are stones around, would they not make for a better fence? Would radiate the heat and could possibly support the center pole as well. A mud wall, though messy to build, would work too, perhaps. I would worry that as that grass dries and dries, it could be a first hazard, or a fire hazard, I think he meant. Be careful, my friend. Love your spirit. Thanks, Goomba. Stones. Well, the idea of making the fence that I did is so it prevents Petrus's tail or head or face to come in contact with the actual stove. So stones wouldn't really do much. They would radiate the heat, but the stove itself radiates heat, so it's redundant, in my opinion. So I don't think there's much point. It would look cool, and I do have a little option of having a live fire here. Also, now I'm going to do one of those, and maybe I'll put some stones in. You know, I just have to be careful not to put river stones because they can blow up. Because the water inside, as it evaporates, it creates pressure, and you know, it can break on you. Mud wall, I don't know. Yeah, it's a little messy, and I think with the heat of the stove, basically what's going to happen is going to dehydrate the water from the clay, and it's just going to start crumbling. You know, any kick on it, or, you know, my dog's pretty crazy. I think, well, it depends how you build it. But I like the way I did it because I can actually see the stove, and if it gets too hot, I can look at it. If it's glowing hot red, if it's glowing red hot, I can have a look and see it straight away. And if I would have a mud wall, I wouldn't be able to actually do that. But anyway, I appreciate your tips and your suggestions. About the dry grass, yes, you're right. Underneath the stove, I cleared it because it can become a fire hazard. Otherwise, the fire's contained in the stove. So this dry grass here, it's not much of a problem. It's actually, it helps to, you know, suck out some of the moisture, and I usually toss it away and bring some more if I have to. But well, let's hope I don't catch on fire, right? That wouldn't be fun. Anyway, for now, I think this is it. And what I'd like to say is, in each episode, under the comments, just ask your questions and say your hellos, and I'll answer your questions. Not repeat questions, but you know, I'll do my best to answer all of them. I really don't have, you know, as you can see, the situation here. It's hard for me to go through all the questions and start typing answers. My connection's, sorry, excuse me, my connection is really bad because of all the trees around me. So I really can't like just answer, you know, question by question by typing. So my idea was, ask your questions under comment. I'll write them down, or I'll look at my iPad, and I'll make a video about it, or I'll include on the episode at the end, you know, Q&As, and I think that works. Anyway, guys, thanks for all the support. I appreciate that you're enjoying as much as I am this series, and I'll see you in episode 3. Laters.